Welcome, everybody. It's the MOSHCAST. Surprise, I've moved again. That's why I've been gone for so long. I know that we've talked about posting, and I promise it's going to get there. But my life is crazy, and, I had to move again, and that's all right. And we're recording right now, and we have a special guest. You've seen him around, you've seen him here and there, but he has never had an official pod. You can hear the applause in the background. It's Mr. RILLO. Hey. What's up, man?
Chilling.
There it is.
Thanks, guys. Hello. It's me, Mr. RILLO the G.
Mr. RILLO the G. And what a special occasion, bro, because I know, but they don't know, and a lot of people don't know that, like, you've done a lot of things the past year. Oh. You've just done a lot of things the past year. You
Yeah.
moved. You were Mr. Rado for a second. And
Mr. Colorado, yeah?
Yeah, Mr. Colorado. And then you moved back to here. Or, I don't know, you're kind of like, yeah, I'm here, I'm not here, I'm everywhere type of situation right now.
Yeah. I've spent a lot of time traveling all over, working and stuff throughout the years, but this last... about a year I've been in Colorado Springs.
Yeah.
That was after me and you, we got to know each other there for those couple years, and we worked on some things together.
Yeah.
That was several MOSHCAST podcasts. Mm-hmm. I was a guest host on.
Yeah, and you were R.I.P. Sly was one of the ones that we did.
Oh, crap. Yeah. Rest in peace, Sly.
We did Sly. We did a couple.
Me and him were actually working on a song.
Yeah, I got a song that I have not finished with him either. So we might have to do some
release it after
after the passing. I don't know how that works, but
yeah.
It's one of those things.
Well, Michael Jackson has been putting out music for many years now.
Yeah.
Who else?
Mac Miller. Mac Miller's been doing that.
Yeah. Tupac put out a whole album after he passed away.
Yeah. So, I mean, I think it would be nice. I think it would be nice to do See You Later, Sly, a few songs, do some features and stuff.
What else? I thought about Sly today because there was Soft White Underbelly is a YouTube channel.
Right. Shout out Soft White Underbelly. He's a cool cat.
Yeah, I like what he's doing.
He got a lot of people up, Sharp, the Sharp Tank. You know who Sharp is?
Yeah.
He's that pimp. And
I didn't know he was a pimp. Yeah, literally.
He was. I mean, I don't know. Sorry, Sharp. I know that you're probably gonna shoot your shot if you ever fucking hear this. I'm sorry. I know a little bit about you, but he went on Soft White Underbelly and he was a pimp.
Okay.
And he was talking to him for a little bit, and people loved him. People fucking ate the shit out of those videos.
Because he's with Adam 22 now.
Yeah,
right?
he talked with butter. He talked with butter on that bread. You know what I'm saying? He talked good. And then he jumped to 22, and now he does that pod with Adam, called the Sharp Tank. And
I'm gonna get this out of here.
Yeah, get him out of there. Get that skeleton guy out of here. Hi. But he did that, and then from there on, he's doing a pod and stuff. So, Sharp, I'm sorry, I don't want to fuck up your story, and you'll shoot shots at me. I'm not trying to fucking put bad on your name, but come on, So yeah.
Well, so yeah, back to that. So Soft White Underbelly, they had on a guy today. It was from 3 weeks ago. I just watched it today. But he was a hiking survivor is what they called it. But a boulder had ended up falling on him. And it was kind of similar to his story, to Sly's story, which he had survived that encounter.
Right.
But I just was thinking, man, if he was a guest on Soft White Underbelly, that would have really changed his life. Because I know you and his views on some of y'all's podcasts really went up.
Yeah, so if you don't know who we're talking about, go look up on the MOSHCAST videos. There's 2 episodes with Sly Cruz. The first one was just him. It was just him talking about his music career.
Was that the one that me and you were on?
That was the one that you and me were on.
Okay.
And, he was just talking about his music career and, what he wanted to do in Amarillo community. And then the second one was about the accident that happened while he was in Palo Duro trying to do that music video. So the whole thing, what happened was he was doing a music video for his song, and he was trying to do a trick on a skateboard
on the side of a cliff.
On the side of a cliff, and he fell down. He fell 70 feet off the cliff and like almost died. Like he did die a few times while this whole thing was happening.
Yeah.
But he survived that, and I think you know, I'm not gonna put anything out there in the universe or anything, but he survived that, and like it was a pretty hard like walkthrough after that. Like he was dealing with a lot of like health issues because he had a lot of nerve pain, nerve problems, and like he broke his back and like a whole bunch of other bones. And I mean, he walked out of there alive. I mean, he was walking. That's the thing. Like I saw him at shows after that with a fucking brace on his neck and shit. Right. And I was like, bro, you're crazy, man. Like you're still out here doing shit, you know?
Well, I don't have a problem like laughing about the things that I gave him a hard time about right now because he didn't die from that. I'm not even sure exactly how he passed away.
Right.
But when he sent me the video, I was like, dude, you tried dropping in off the side of a cliff. And he's like, no, I didn't. I was like, yes, you did.
Yeah, you did, bro.
What were you doing? Like, what were you thinking?
Because
there's a video of it of him, like, you know, when you put the heel of your board and you put the wheels in front.
Ollie. He was trying to do an ollie off of a rock. He was
it was like he was dropping in though, because when you put the heel of the board, you know, that's the first, and then you press down on the board.
Yeah,
that's what you do if you're dropping in off. You know.
Well, that's the thing too. Is like it was on a rock, and it had to have been like a foot off of this platform.
It was probably two. Yeah,
it was like a foot to like he was trying to do like a ollie in. Like a dropping in from a
dropping in. So just like that's what I kept telling him. I was like, dude, you tried to drop in off a cliff. No, I didn't. So we'd kind of laugh about that.
Yeah. And then like the video is like him going, oh, and then you didn't see him until he was on the floor.
Because there's a ledge like here where he had his board and he was going to drop in right here to another little ledge right here.
Yeah.
Well, that was where the cliff was. So he had like maybe a foot and a half here where he was going to just kind of pretend like he was dropping in.
Right.
He hit, and all his weight was going forward, and he just fell off the side of the cliff. I don't know how he survived it.
I don't know how.
But rest in peace, Sly. Let's just start off with that.
R.I.P. But I mean, like that was kind of like you and me were kind of working like pretty hard together. You know, you're on the podcast a lot more. We were doing a lot of like our songs with Rip Trippy.
Yeah,
that was like we were in the studio for like almost every night.
Well, remember that one song that we did, Dream? Yeah,
Dream, which we are dropping
finally
here pretty soon.
But do you remember what the production was like in that? Because I did one take on that.
Yeah, we did
chorus,
dude, and it was crazy.
And you came in one take with your verses,
dude.
And the next thing you know, Rip Trippy had it chopped up, and man, I was like, you do anything else? Because I'm the type when I'm in the studio, I like to hear myself sing. Oh yeah.
Right.
And so I'll put it down in one take, thinking, hey, give him something, give you guys an idea of what I'm doing.
Yeah.
And dude, he took every bit of my chorus.
Yeah.
You came in, you were literally typing out your verse.
Yeah, I was literally working it
as me and Tripper on the same page.
You already had your chorus. That was the thing too. Is like
because I came with the chorus. It was a song I'd already written.
I'm gonna give Rip Trip his gold because
Rip Trip.
If anybody has recorded with Rip Trippy, I want everybody to know that like he's very professional, and every time that me and him and us have been in the studio, it's like we start from scratch. Everything is scratch.
Yeah.
We have no beat. We have some idea of what we want to do, maybe, and then it comes together. So we were sitting there wanting to do some songs, and we're like, you know, what do you got, Rillo? And Rillo had some chorus and some,
I always have something on my sleeve.
Yeah, you always have some. And I was like, well, I have this idea because you showed me what you had, and I was like, well, I have this idea too. I started writing, and Rip Trip was literally making the beat as like we were like throwing out ideas like what we wanted. And within I don't know, 20, 25 minutes we had the beat.
Within an hour we had the entire song.
Yeah, within an hour we had the entire song already put on.
Well, and that's what's so interesting to me is since I jumped into recording music 2 years ago, there's been several different processes that I've taken on from start to finish that complete a song.
Right.
Sometimes I'll start with the beat and I'll hear the beat and I'll write a song from that. Sometimes I will, just make up words in my head.
Right.
Something gets caught in my head.
Yeah.
And then
100%.
I'll have to figure out a beat that I want to stick with that. And then other times it's just off a freestyle. And so you never really know how a song's going to come about. From me,
exactly. Especially
as far as my creative process.
Especially Dream, dude, because I will say this. I'm not trying to, stroke anybody's cock or anything.
Why not?
But Dream.
If you were going to.
If I was going to, I will say that Dream, I love Dream. That song is so, like, it's a good fucking song.
When is that song going to be released?
So, I'm not going to say a date, but it will be
available.
It'll be available next month sometime.
Early next month, though,
early next month. I only say I'm not going to say anything yet because they gave me a date but I want to make sure. But it will be.
A lot of times they'll release them a little bit before the dates if it's anything like my experiences, but
I put it on all platforms, so it's going to be on Apple Music, it's going to be on Spotify, it's going to be on all that stuff, and then. We're going to do, what I would like to do is we're going to do a MOSHCAST exclusive, and I will probably post that probably a week or a few days before the actual drop. Well, for the people that actually do care and go on the MOSHCAST productions and listen to it.
Cool.
At that time. I'm going to do some visualization on the YouTube channel and stuff for that song. Right. So I was thinking about doing a music video, but man, if we're gonna do a music video, we gotta get fucking Wasteland to get back up on over here so he can do the music video for that one.
Is he back in Cali?
He's back in Cali, dude, doing his thing. Shout out to fucking Plague Shots.
Who's that?
But Plague Shots, aka Wasteland, aka our homie that came and did Carrie Underwood.
Yeah, of course. But he goes by two different names.
He goes by two different names, two different aliases.
One of those guys. Just like me, Mr. Rillo the G.
Mr. Rillo the G.
I had a friend message me the other day. He goes, "Hey, you still go by Mr. Rillo?" I go, "My name's Alex."
Yeah. See,
I've never once introduced myself as Mr. Rillo to anybody. And I've had other artists who are, because I'm new to this whole thing. They're like, "No, you introduce yourself as your artist name." Yeah. I don't know. I just can't. If other people call me Mr. Rillo, that's great. That's what I record music as, Mr. Rillo. But I don't know. I'm Alex.
Yeah.
If you're wondering.
Yeah. And though, but you're Rillo to me. And, and a lot of the OGs and like the deeper friendships and stuff, like I'll call you Rillo till you fucking die.
And it's great because that's how we met.
That's how we met and everything. And
shout out Skirt. That's how we met.
Shout out Skirt. Shout out Trill.
Devin's
shout out the fucking Bonham fucking house. The fucking OG studio.
Yeah.
And then we moved.
Well, I decided to start recording music, and Devin and I linked up over at our friend Clark Griffin's house.
Right.
And then from there, he was working on like mastering one of these songs, and so he hit me up one morning. I literally went over to his house at probably 9:00 in the morning. And 6 months later, I looked up and I was living there. We were recording music almost every day. So, I really appreciate some phone calls that he's given me before. He's like, "Man, I got to thank you because without like me being there working with him, he wouldn't have come as far as he has as far as his music production." So he's called me and thanked me for that.
Yeah, he's done a lot. So that happened, and then I scurried along over there.
After I bounced out, because I moved to Colorado Springs.
After you bounced out and went to Colorado, I scurried into that situation because my situation. Well, dude, talking about scurry, you know what was going on last year? Dude. I scurried my ass to his fucking house.
Thank God.
And I was doing my own fucking shit, but I was like, okay, so I'm gonna do this, and then like I got stuck in the recording in the stew, and I was there.
Remember when I was living in your spare bedroom?
Yeah, dude.
And then I didn't clean a cereal bowl,
bro.
And your girl kicked me out,
dude. It was fucking.
That was awesome. She called me scream. That was before we recorded Dream.
That was while we were recording.
That was the day of though.
I think that was the day.
I had to come over to your house and get all my stuff out.
And and I
try not to laugh because she's like, "You disrespected me so much," and I ate a bowl of cereal and like whatever, was gonna take a nap afterwards. And I've always kind of been a little messy, but I like put the cereal under my bed.
Yeah, and she fucking flipped, dude. And it was bad because I was at work and she did that.
Yeah.
And then you're like, I gotta go.
We were meeting over at Tripp's house, and next thing you know, I was there, and she's like, you were like, "No, you gotta come."
I was like, bro, what, but. Anyways, while that was happening, because we went.
You got kicked out.
Well, I didn't get kicked out. I just moved. You got kicked out, and I just fucking moved. I said, "I'm running away. I'm running away from all this shit."
I supported that decision.
And then I was kind of in the same situation you were with Skirt, and we started recording every fucking day, every single night, blah blah. And you were back and forth because you were like here still, so you were like on the weekends whenever we were still doing shit, you would come on the weekends and you would drink and record with us and shit. Because then you met like Reagan. You met Reagan, and then you met Trill.
Yeah.
And the whole conglomerate of people that came through, like, no. I'm not going to put those names out there because I have some beef with them, so we're not going to do it. Just some of the people that used to go over there to the fucking
stop right there then, because those are the people that I'm closest with.
No, you're not really close to them. They were close to me. No, not Trill. I love Trill. Trill's fine.
That's what I'm talking about. The ones you just named.
Yeah. Oh yeah, the ones that I just named. They're straight as fuck. But there was a few others that came to that studio that I don't necessarily fucking like anymore. And I'll run your fucking street, bro. I'll run your fucking street, dog. I'll just walk up there and be like, "What up?" You know what I'm saying? What up?
I don't know who he's talking about, but.
Yeah, nobody knows. No, nobody knows except for the people that need to know, and they fucking know. Whenever I post this shit, they know exactly who the fuck I'm talking
Here's
about.
the deal: I get along with everybody, except the ones I don't.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. I'm just saying that. You know what I'm saying? That's exactly what I'm saying. Nah, but it was weird too because like when I met you, bro. And exactly how we met. We were there at the studio, and you were recording something. And I was sitting there, I was like, what the fuck? It's not, I wasn't talking shit or nothing, but I was like, this guy's bars, I'm not hearing what he's putting down. and then whenever everything kind of came together, I heard what you were putting down. I was like, dude, this guy is something different. Like, really, like, I don't think you understand. Like, I talk so highly about you all the time. Like, the way you flow and the way you make music and stuff is like so unknown and it's so natural to you, but it's so unnatural to the first hearer. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And I think that's what's so unique about you, where it's like you want something different, you want something refreshing, you want something that you haven't heard ever before ever. Mr. RILLO is what you need to listen to, because whenever you were recording in the studio, I was like, where the fuck is this beat at? Because I'm a drummer at heart, so I'm counting. Every time somebody raps and they're in the studio, I'm counting beats. I'm counting how many verses you got. I'm counting how many bars or what cadence you're in, or tempo wise or whatever. And you got on there, I'm like, where the fuck is this guy at? Like I cannot catch what he's trying to say. He's in thirds and then he's in fourths and then like there's a fucking eighth in here somewhere, and I'm like, what the fuck? And then I hear it on the beat, and I'm like, "Oh shit! Like this is something crazy different, like super crazy different."
Yeah, well, because it's unorthodox. But
like, where did you get? Like, how did that work? Like,
with me, when it comes to writing music, I can remember being a young kid in my mom's car, because me and my mom would always listen to music together. Me and my dad would always listen to music together.
Right.
But with me and my mom in particular, I'd always listen to like her '90s country songs. R&B songs, whatever, because she liked Toni Braxton. There was a lot of good singers that she was.
You want a Zen?
Oh, I've never had a Zen.
Huh?
Yeah,
it's just nicotine salt. It's like a little dip.
Are you sponsored by Zen?
No, I'm not sponsored by Zen, but
about time.
You to Zimbabwe, you can go to Mount St. Helen.
Ooh.
Mount St. What was it? Mount
St. Helen.
Yeah, Mount St. Helen. You go to Zimbabwe with me.
All right.
You don't have to
Zimbabwe.
Spit. You don't have to spit. You just
gut it.
You just gut it.
But I would always hear her songs, and I would kind of make parodies of them.
Oh, okay.
To where I would just write my own lyrics, and I'd always have my mom and my sister and my brother laughing. Not all the time.
Right.
Sometimes it's just probably just ridiculous.
It's like, what is he saying, that silly guy?
Shut up, Alex. But that's kind of where I started writing songs. But then when I really started writing songs, let's say fast forward 10 years later. Actually, I'm sorry, I didn't write songs. I would freestyle.
Right.
In high school, we'd freestyle. Mm-hmm. We'd, most of the time smoke a lot of weed. And just start freestyling.
Yeah, just freestyling.
Probably the majority of it was trash, but I actually started getting kind of good, where I could rhyme some things together here and there.
Right.
And so it basically started, making up songs with my mom, freestyling in high school. And then I don't know where I decided just to write a song, but it was Hobby Lobby Mommy is the first song I ever wrote.
Right.
It's a good song.
And Hobby Lobby Mommy is
The
a pretty,
lyrics are amazing.
It's a pretty crazy song. And
the lyrics are perfect. They're perfect.
It's one of those things too, because I call you all the time.
I wrote that song 10 years ago.
Right. Yeah, that one's been in your pocket.
It 2 years ago in Dallas.
Yeah, that one was in your pocket for a while. I remember because it would always come up. It would always come up, and Skirt was working on it, and you were like, "Now let's redo it. I want to refinish." Like this was like I felt like me. This is me personally, and correct me if I'm wrong, but like I felt like Hobby Lobby Mama was like your. You wanted it perfect. You wanted perfection.
If you can imagine, if there's one song you're working on for 10 years, and I wasn't working on it every day, it's just like, hey, where do I find a recording studio?
Right,
where do I find a recording studio?
But you wanted your sound. You wanted it to sound a certain way.
And so it's like once I got the lyrics perfect,
right,
I didn't have the beat.
Right.
I didn't know what the beat was going to sound like. I had ideas. I just had the lyrics.
Right.
Yo, I'm at Hobby Lobby Mommy on a Friday. It was foggy. I was groggy, but I swear I saw an angel in the lobby. Little hottie with a body attitude, a little snotty. Asked her where the glue was. She said it's on aisle 30. She said, come follow me to the back of the store, because Hobby Lobby Mommy going to give you the grand tour.
Ooh.
That's how this first song, it starts off.
That's how you know you perfected that shit, because you can just get it out of your head and you can just go through it like that.
But the very first thing I wrote was, Hobby Lobby Mommy, you know that you are the only reason I go.
Oh, yeah.
I started doing arts and crafts just so I could come in here and peep that ass. How'd you get all that in your basket and push your Christmas wreath ideas? Funky, fantastic. Hobby Lobby Mama, you know that you are the finest lady I've ever known. And then the second verse goes, as we continued on our tour, I grabbed the glue and other utensils like colored pencils and stencils I thought were essential to show I had the credentials. She said, don't be judgmental, but it's plain and simple. That Mr. RILLO don't know a thing about the arts and crafts, but you have potential.
Hey.
So let's start with the fundamentals, and if you can prove that you can work your pencil, then maybe we can get experimental.
Hey.
So I mean, I dialed those lyrics in.
That's the thing too, is like in a lot of your songs too that I've known is like you take the most crazy idea that you probably would never ever experience in a song and make it into something crazy as fuck like that. You know what I'm saying?
It worked. You know what I mean?
I call you the Amarillo riffraff.
Yeah.
You know, because it's wild as fuck, dude. Like I like your style, and like a lot. And not just me, because I fuck with you hard all the time.
I've appreciated that, by the way. You really have.
Yeah.
And it was kind of a surprise to me, because when you venture out into something new, and you're humble like I am in something new, when I'm like kind of like feeling vulnerable, because I'm not that humble when it comes to, if we talk about baseball.
Right.
Baseball, right. I got a damn good baseball swing, all right? And I'll teach anybody.
Well, you've been golfing. That's the thing too.
Golf swing, you know what I mean? I'm not very humble when it comes to that. I'm good. But when it comes to music, it was something like I was out of, so any compliment I would get, I'd be like, really? Me? You know what I mean?
Right.
But so I really realized that you were supportive of it.
Right. No, 100%. And like Joby fucking, she's like, she gets tired. She gets annoyed because I talk about all the artists that I fucking hang out with, and I talk to her, and I'm like, I wonder what Rillo's doing tonight, because I want to hang out, and Joby's like, oh my gosh, all your fucking friends, and I'm like, hey, you leave Rillo alone. You leave Rillo alone, because he's my fucking brother from another mother.
Well,
for sure.
And I don't know if you really said this, but when I walked up, you go, hey, it was like the cutest thing ever. But you go, at our last show, you said, hey, I hope it's okay, but I told them you were my best friend, and I was like, get over here. So I hugged this fool.
No, but for real, dude, like.
But you were like, I hope it's okay.
No, yeah, dude. Because
dude.
It's just one of those things, bro. It's like one of those things. It's like, you know, like I know how I am. I know how I am as like a person. I'm very like passionate with what I do. I'm very extreme with what I do.
Yeah.
And like if I say, I'm saying it for real. And I mean, you're the same way too, but in a more of like laid back, chill way, where it's like, yeah,
I'm laid back and chill.
You're not laid back and chill. It's just more of like. I was
buzzing, dude.
Yeah, dude. They buzz. They make you buzzed. They make you buzzed for sure. But you know, it's like, I'm starting to realize that like the people that stay, they know who I am, and like they get my what are they called? They understand if I'm joking or not, or they get my sarcasm, or they get whatever. You know, and some people don't necessarily like that, and I get it. You know, so I have to like relax and chill and be like, you know, if they don't really fuck with me, then that's cool. I just need them to know that, like, hey, I'm gonna say this, and if you don't want it, then I won't. You know what I'm saying?
Well, maybe that's where I'm not so chill, because I don't really care what
Exactly.
people want. I try to be respectful, but I've lately, especially, I've kind of been off on my own.
Yeah,
especially since
you've
I've moved off.
I don't know if you want to get real deep into it, but like you were
that?
here, and then you went to Colorado,
Yeah.
and you came back, and I noticed that you've either, I wouldn't say changed. It's not a bad change.
Well, I have changed.
You did change, but like it was like a glow up. It was a glow up from what you
Thanks,
were over
bro.
here. You know what I'm saying?
Well, because I ran myself ragged just thinking I'm just gonna record music and that's all I'm gonna do, and to my family's despair, I was just like, yeah, I'm gonna record music. They're like,
Right.
when are you gonna get a job again? Because I was selling roofs and stuff, and then I'd sold RILLO Roofing, sold my shares,
Right.
and then just started a hat company, and then just started recording music, and I was just kind of like out there.
Yeah, you're just out there a little bit. you
Yep,
know?
and I got too far out there, and then I
Well,
just
sometimes
didn't
you have to
really-
do that. You know, sometimes you have to go a little bit out there. you
Yeah,
know?
and so I know I'd scared a lot of my friends and family and stuff. They're just like, dude, are you okay? And I'm like, yeah, but really, I really
yeah,
wasn't.
deep down
I
inside you
wasn't in a
weren't.
good place, and I'm still working on getting there as far as just things I'm doing. I'm personal training over at Verger, the gym over there.
Yeah, because a lot of people don't know this. I don't know if you want to talk about it, but a lot of people don't know this, is that you got a degree in
Exercise science.
exercise
Oh,
science.
yeah,
You know,
yeah.
so like
'Cause I
when
played
he
baseball in college.
when he talks about baseball and golfing, it's like he knows what the fuck he's talking about.
Yeah.
He knows exactly.
I played sports all
yeah.
my life. And
And-
so music was something that I wasn't even really blessed as far as our family goes in anybody's eyes, because I was just kind of the guy I was watching. Like, my brother played the drums. My brother's fantastic on the drums. So was my nephew. My brother Ryan and my nephew Talon.
Oh shit!
Talon
We need to do a
Duncan.
drum off.
Oh yeah, and then that's why me and you kind of hit it off, I think.
I think so.
Just because I respect drummers. Because
Right.
that's a talent that is just...
It's just crazy,
It's
bro.
crazy.
It's a
And
crazy.
so,
little thing.
and I didn't even know you were a drummer until that day we were in, what's that music place out there?
Oh, at Guitar Center.
Dude, you jumped on an electric drum set and just like busted out something. I was just like,
Dude, and that's a lot of things that like a lot of people don't know is like, and this is a little story behind me, is that I started playing drums when I was 6. Everybody knows that if you've been a part of MOSHCAST, for sure. I've been playing drums since I was 6 years old. I was in a praise and worship team until I was 19 to 20,
right.
all the way up from 6 to 20, right? So I was playing drums every Sunday for my whole life, basically,
Right.
every Wednesday and Sunday,
Right.
and then I jumped onto a country band that is well known here in Amarillo called Chad Miller and the Good Fortune Band.
Yes.
So a lot of people, this is something crazy that I have not talked about, and hopefully Chad doesn't get mad.
Which
but-
I had messaged Chad before, just talking about how I liked his songs that he was releasing
Yeah.
on Facebook.
Yeah.
I try to support other artists
yeah.
and stuff.
So when all of this went down, I found out that Chad was playing guitar through furniture, which is crazy because I was selling furniture and I sold furniture to him. And I was just a furniture salesman. And then I got him on Facebook. I started finding out that he played guitar, and I hit him up. I said, hey, I'm a drummer. I'm always in Tulia, because he lived in Tulia at the time. I was like, I live in Tulia, or I work in Tulia. If you ever want a drummer, let me know. And he goes, okay, give me like 4 or 5 months and I'll hit you up. I said, cool. And then in 4 or 5 months, he hit me up. He goes, I'm starting a band. You want to be my drummer? And I was like, yeah, for sure. So Chad Miller wasn't even a Good Fortune band until I started. And me and Chad made Chad Miller and the Good Fortune band.
Nice.
And then we got another guitar player, and then he got his brother and all that stuff. And I toured with them in Texas for a good. I mean, we were playing stuff for a good 2 years, and then we had to split. I had to split and stuff.
Really? You were touring with them?
Yeah, I was touring. We had a van, and we were touring. Can't remember, the van was called Lela. That we named the van Lela.
Was it a white creeper van?
It was a white creeper van, dude. It was me, because Chad. I'm not dogging on Chad, but me. How big I am. Chad was about the same size. Jordy was about the same size. So like we were like just our weight alone was probably the same weight as all of the equipment that we were running through. So we were probably rolling with 3,000 pounds of fucking weight in that van alone, and it was just a creeper van, right? I remember we went to Austin, bro, and we heard, like, right when we get to Austin where we were gonna perform, we tried to bust a Yui, and we heard a big ass fucking pop. It was like a pop. And we're like, oh shit. We didn't think anything of it because we didn't give a shit. We're like, well, if it's still running, then it's fine. we come back to the tooling and find out that we busted the back axle completely in half.
And you were just cruising it?
And we were just cruising it, bro. We were just cruising that shit, bro. So shout out to Chad Miller and the Good Fortune. If you haven't heard them, go look them up on YouTube and Spotify. They're a country band. I love them. Chad knows that I love him a lot. They're good friends of mine. But yeah, I've been playing drums for a while.
That's awesome. Well, my brother, he was playing with a band called Tommy Gallagher Band, and he was the drummer for that, and they toured for a while.
What was it again?
Tommy Gallagher Band.
The Tommy Gallagher.
This is probably 10 years ago.
It kind of rings a bell. It kind of does ring a bell.
I think they had hit the charts in Texas country.
Did they change the name of it?
No, I don't think so.
It's still the Tommy Gallagher?
They're not still playing together.
They're not playing together?
Tommy may be still doing music. I'm not exactly sure. But they put out a couple albums.
How old's is it your younger brother?
My brother's 10 years older. I'm the youngest of the family.
No shit.
Yep.
See, I never really got into this.
10 years older. His name's Ryan. Then I have a sister that's 5 years older, and her name's Natalie.
Okay, I know you talked about your middle sister. Is that your middle sister?
Yeah.
And then you're the youngest. So there's
I'm
three?
The baby. Yeah.
There's three.
Yep.
Your brother, your sister, and you.
Yep.
That's why you are how you are, because you're the baby. You're the baby. See, you know what? Fuck the youngest. Because y'all get all of the fucking special treatment and shit.
Aww.
Y'all do, because I'm the oldest of my family.
They don't get shit.
And I don't get shit. I got abused.
Sorry, Ryan.
This is just a joke. I got abused. I got misused. You know what I'm saying? My mom was like, be home at 7:30 sharp, or you're gonna be fucking grinding for 2 months.
Especially if you're the only kid.
My little sister, I'm like, hey, on a Wednesday night, hey, where's Melody? I don't know. She's probably spending the night with her. What do you mean? She's still in school.
School night?
Yeah. I'm like, what the fuck? I didn't get any of that treatment.
Yeah.
No, she's probably spending the night with a friend. What are you talking about? I can't spend the night with nobody on a weekday. The fuck? What is that?
Well, you know, you want to hear something funny? So I can remember my brother and my sister and my mom called me aside. We're at some family deal, and they're like, listen, we're sorry. And I was like, for what? I'm all like, for what? And they're like, we're sorry, all serious. And I was like, what are y'all sorry for? And they're like, we feel like we did you a disservice. I'm like, for what? They're like, you didn't have to do dishes. You didn't have to vacuum. You didn't have to clean your room. We did everything for you. And we're worried that now you're an adult, you don't know how to do anything. And I'm like,
here's the thing.
You're right.
Here's the thing too. And I'm going to, me being a parent, this is me being a parent. There is no fucking rule book on being a parent. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And so my parents have came up to me and apologized for things that they did to me when I was a kid. And I'm like, yeah, like, and going to therapy and like doing the things that like I'm trying to heal my inner whatever the fuck needs to be healed.
Right.
It does feel good to know that at least my parents actually give a fuck and they're actually, hey, I'm sorry for this and I'm sorry for that.
And
but at the same time,
at
the same time, it's like my mom was 18 when she had me.
Really?
Yeah. So it's like,
see, my mom was like 30 when she had me.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's like my mom was still a kid. You know what I'm saying? And this is coming from therapy. So I used to be very upset about the things that happened when I was a kid.
Right.
But then going to therapy.
Like blaming your parents and stuff like that.
And then
I've done the same because my parents split when I was in 3rd grade. And I didn't think much of it then. But then later on in life, when I was having some real substance abuse problems.
Right.
It's like, oh, well, it's my parents' fault.
Right.
You know, and that I sold myself on that for a while. But then it's like, okay, if it's their fault, then there's nothing I can do to fix it. Right. So that's just kind of like a lose-lose situation.
Yeah, where do you
go?
Plus,
it's not their fault.
Well, where do you go when you blame somebody?
Yeah.
You know?
Where do I got to sit around and wait for them to fix it?
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm...
Or do I take accountability and decide like, it's my fault for the problems I've decided to have?
It's like if you were my parent, I'm like, hey, mom or dad, this is what happened to me as a kid. I want you to know that it did affect me.
Yep.
And I forgive you. Mm-hmm. But me doing anything after that, me doing anything to myself and blaming them for that is all me. It's an all me thing.
I was doing the most, and then blaming on other people.
Yeah, and I really do hope that people are actually listening to this, that actually are dealing with this kind of stuff. And I know it's triggering. I know it's like a trauma thing. But once you start blaming a lot of people, you have to really step back and be like, how far can I blame somebody until the blaming is actually when they really say point a finger and 3 pointed back at you. I mean, how much blaming can you do for one person until you start blaming?
There are three pointed back at you, aren't there?
I'm fucking drinking every night. I'm drinking every night.
My parents' fault.
I'm doing these drugs. I'm being abusive.
Yeah.
I'm because of I'm doing these things. I can stop. And then I can fix the things. I can forgive. I can, you know what I'm saying?
Like, when does a new day come where your life is in your hands again?
Yeah.
Instead of just so that's what I kind of did. I took inventory and realized, okay, me blaming other people and holding them responsible for my problems is not gonna help me move forward.
Right.
Because how can I if I'm still going, okay, these are the reasons why. Because at some point you wake up and you have control of your life.
Yeah.
Instead of what I see it as now is those things molded me into who I am and who I'm going to be.
Right.
And it's like adversity can really create brilliance and beauty if you accept it.
Yeah, if you accept
as reality.
See, here's the thing too: is like, we're gonna get into.
But when I want to keep using, though, when I wanted to keep using, sorry to cut you off, it's like if I want to keep using, then I needed something to blame.
Right.
Oh, it's my own, even if it's in my own head, because I promise you, I wasn't around going, partying and drugging and stuff like that, and going, oh, it's my mom's fault, and then like smoke, or my dad's fault, and then and then staying up for days at a time. I wasn't, but in my heart, in the back of my mind, or not my heart, but in the back of my mind, I was still trying to convince myself of that.
Right.
Of that, well, yeah, nobody's been there for me. I had a tough life. I didn't have a tough life. Looking back, I didn't. I had everything that I ever wanted. I just when you're using and you're in that state of mind, it's hard to take responsibility for it.
Right. And I've been there. There's some things that like Rillo, that you probably don't even know that I've done.
Oh, yeah?
In the past few.
Let's hear
it. But I wanted to bring. We'll talk about that in a minute. I wanted to bring something up. Is something that I thought of you as like respectful. I respected you for doing it, and I knew that you were responsible, and I knew. I wouldn't say, because I've always thought you. I thought of you as a friend. Always. I've always thought of you as a friend.
And when you took me as a surprise though, because I'm not. Most people, when I meet them, it's like, yeah, some people try to win you over. Some people don't. Some people just look at me, or, it's my experiences as like, oh, fuck this guy.
Right.
And I've experienced both.
Yeah. So,
but yours was genuine.
Yeah. So I always thought of you as a friend, and I knew, I didn't know exactly what you were going through, but I knew that there was some silly things going afoot.
Right.
And I was like, he's going to get through it or whatever, or, he'll come to a head, and but this is what kind of like, made me respect you and made me understand what you were as a person was. And I don't know if you know this, and this will probably get deep, but when you told me, hey, I'm moving to Colorado to work, to get away from, because that's what ultimately what it was. I don't know if this is you personally, but what I thought is that you had a job, or you were going for a job, but you needed to get away from here, and you did the move with no money, it wouldn't be 50-50, but no sense of transportation, right? It was just, I have to do this to better myself. And whenever you said, I'm moving to Colorado, it was like in a fucking week. It was like a blink of an eye, and you were fucking gone. Yeah. You were just gone. And I was like, oh shit, like, he's actually just fucking doing it. Like, he's just fucking being responsible, knowing his faults, knowing the shit that he was going through, knowing that it wasn't a good fucking place.
Dude, I was staying in a hotel on the boulevard, or not on the boulevard, on I-40.
Yeah.
Like, I was buying weekly. I was staying there weekly.
Right. And you were just, I gotta do something.
Dude, every day I'd wake up, and every night I'd go to bed just like, oh.
Right.
I was like, how did I get here? And I got there by just being irresponsible, but just thinking, hey, I'm just going to dive into this music stuff. But really, the music scene that I dove into, it was music, but it was also just partying.
Right.
And there was no responsibility in between.
There was a whole bunch of mix. See,
and that was my fault.
Well,
because people are going to be doing that all over the world.
Yeah, people are going to be doing that all the time.
But it's my decision whether I get involved with it and then let that become my life.
Right.
And I did. I learned a lot from it, but I reached a point where I was like, I got to get out of this.
Yeah.
And luckily, I've made connections throughout the years And so I literally made one phone call to my friend in Colorado. He's like, yeah, come up here, hurry up.
Yeah, do it.
Like,
we got to do it now.
And
so
next thing you know, I was there. I was in a company car, and they were sending me to, I have some connections there outside of roofing.
Yeah, you're living the high life over there.
It was pretty cool. But
no. He says cool bullshit. He says cool whenever he was on fucking Instagram showing daily golf trips and fucking the landscapes of all the roofing. He's like, look at this fucking view that I got over here. I'm on the roof on this. I'm like, damn, he be living the high life for sure, And I saw that, bro. I saw that. I was like, damn, like, just. I know that I'm stroking your cock way too much, but like, ooh, dude, baby. Like, it's you as a person in the music scene that we're in, and just being an adult and doing the things that you have to do to survive and shit it's not unnoticeable. It doesn't go unnoticed. I see it. You know what I'm saying? And I'm proud of you for the things that you do. You know what I'm saying? Yep. And doing what I'm doing with the music and stuff and the podcast and like all the things, I feel like sometimes I shoot stuff into the dark where I'm just like throwing dust out and hoping something catches. Like the podcast is always going to be here, and I understand that, but like there's been humongous adjustments in my life where I just had to stop, and I feel bad because my viewers and my fans and the people that like actually see us as like, oh shit, they're doing something, where it's like I go on podcast 1 week in January and say, hey, we're back, we're going to continue to do this, and then we're in fucking March and this is the second fucking drop of the second season.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it's a bittersweet taste when it comes to that kind of stuff, you know?
Well, if you think about it like this, though, because I've known you before I left town, and I know you now, and just like you're seeing a different kind of side of me, a different person in me right now, with the changes that I've made, I'm seeing the same in you.
Oh.
You know what I mean? And so it takes some time, and it doesn't work out as fast as you want it to sometimes when you're getting your life set up.
Yeah.
And so that's all that is. You know what I'm saying? That's all that is. And so I see you in a much better place now than I saw you back. But I don't see you as far as your friendship and just how helpful and just how you're always there.
Yeah.
And keep me in mind. That hasn't changed.
Yeah, whenever you don't call me back at 3 a.m, it kind of pisses me off, dude. I'm like, wow, this guy's not awake at 3 a.m.
I have this sleep mode now that my phone goes into at 9:45, where it goes sleep mode, so all notifications go off.
I know you go to sleep at 11. You're like, I gotta fucking.
My phone goes off at 9:45.
I gotta dip.
But that's coming from a guy who used to, I wouldn't sleep for days, and now all of a sudden every night, oh my gosh, I love sleep.
Well, I
wake up just going, 'cause I'm a morning person.
Oh, you are?
I wake up in the morning and I'm in a great mood.
No shit.
And it makes a lot of people upset.
Well,
because I'm like, hey, good morning. How's it going? What you going to do today? And some people are like,
you got a coffee? You got a coffee or what?
I don't need coffee.
You don't need coffee? No energy drink, no bang or nothing?
Nah, dude.
Hell yeah, dude. What time do you usually wake up during the week?
Probably around 9 o'clock.
9 o'clock?
Yeah. I mean, I don't get up super tremendous early. But, when I was working in Colorado, there's times I'd have to drive 2 hours or 3 hours, sometimes 10 hours to go work and stuff. And I'd wake up early.
Yeah.
Get up 5, 6, 7 a.m. So, I mean, I'm capable of it. But if I don't have anything going on, I like to sleep in.
I like to sleep in, too. But I do stay up late.
I'm not the get up and go work out at 6 a.m. guy. I'm the get up like, hey, how do I feel today? If I feel good. But I've been getting back into the gym and doing some classes.
There's been a few times where we've called and you're like, I'm on my run. You do your little runs during the day.
Well, I ran periodically when I was in Colorado, but I just saw myself getting like, when I was poor, I was in like the best shape of my life because I didn't have money to eat. And so I had a 6-pack and stuff.
Right.
Then I started making money, and all of a sudden it's like, whoa, it's a challenge to have money and to stay in good shape.
Right.
Especially when you've gone from just being like, oh, how am I going to get my next meal? Which it's something that I put myself in that predicament. But, the Lord always provides.
Oh, 100%.
But it's up. the Lord provides me with excess sometimes.
Yeah.
And I've had the habit of, using things in excess, whether it be food, alcohol, drugs.
Right.
And that's what I'm really feeling, that I'm 3 months away from turning 40.
Right.
And that's kind of been my timeline. It's like, all right, this is all fun and games, and yeah, it's cute to, oh, you're a rapper, or oh, you're this and that. But not having my shit together by the time I've turned 40 is like a fear of mine, and that's what drives me.
And that this is gonna kind of sound harsh to a lot of people, but I want you to understand it comes from my bottom of my heart, like all the way through it. I love music. I love it. It's what keeps me going. I've been doing it, like I said, since 6 years old. This is what I know that I am born to do. I've had my religious or my spiritual awakenings where this old man, I remember when I was in church, this old man that was preaching comes to me and goes, "Hey, where's that?" He goes, in the congregation, he goes, where's that young drummer? Where's that guy that was playing the drums and stuff? And I come up and he goes, "God put you here to play music. God put you here on this earth to play drums or whatever you're gonna do. He put you here for music, whatever the case may be. You don't need to stop doing it." But I already knew that, because at 6 years old, there's no person in my family that is in any type of instrument, that does any type of music. It was just me.
Really? So you don't have any musical background?
No musical background at all. And one day at 6 years old, I said, "Hey, Mom, I want to play drums." And she goes, "Okay." And they bought me a fucking $300 Walmart piece of shit drum, And I played that drum until I was 18. Because, I wouldn't say that we lived poor, but we didn't live lavish. You know what I'm saying? So I kept that drum.
And you grew up in what town?
Friona.
Friona.
Yeah, I grew up in Friona. And so I played that drum until I was able to pay for my own, which is that one. That's sitting right there.
Oh, nice.
And, so I knew that was my calling, was music and stuff. But at the same time, I have to know that I have to have my shit together.
Mm-hmm.
I can't be just fucking bumming it out. Oh, music's going to get me somewhere. I know it for sure. I promise. Podcast is going to do the same thing. I promise podcast. And you have to have that mentality for sure. You have to know, like, this is going to get me somewhere at the end of the day, but you have to have, a 9 to 5. You have to make some money. You have to take care of your fucking life.
So since you've already stroked me a little bit, I'll go ahead and throw it back. But no, that's something, the first couple times we hung out, I remember walking into the kitchen while we were working on some music and stuff, but you had taken a break. And you were on the phone with somebody. I was like, "Who are you talking to?" And you were praying with your daughter.
Oh, yeah.
And I was like, "Who's that?" And you were like, "Yeah, okay, we're ready to say our prayers."
Yeah.
It was like the sweetest thing I've ever seen. And I was like, "Who is that?" You're like, "Oh, it's my daughter." And so I just remember being really impressed with you as far as just how I could tell you just had a kind heart, and you were a good dad. And you took the time to talk to your daughter every night.
Right.
And so fast forward to now, a couple years later, it's like you still talk to your daughter.
Oh, yeah, every single night. Every single night.
You know
I try
what I mean?
And she's getting to the point where she's getting old enough to say no. She's like, "Dad, I'm busy. I'm doing things."
Right.
Or like, "I don't want to talk." I'm like, "Okay, cool." But
leave it on her terms.
I'm on, and there is other nights where I'm like, "Hey, I haven't talked to you in 2 days or 3 days. Yeah. Hey, let's sit down and let's talk about our week and let's catch up a little bit." But I do take time to.
But not to mention that, but you also work hard in your 9 to 5. Which I guess yours is like a 9 to 5 a.m.
9 to 5, 9 to 7,
But dude, I mean, think of that. You work the night shift.
Yeah, and that's one of the things that's one of the things I have a problem with is like, I have a problem with like, am I doing enough? Doing enough in my life with work, doing enough with pod, doing enough with music. I always have the problem. Am I doing enough?
Well, isn't that amazing, though? Because think of this. There's people out there that are struggling to even find hobbies.
Right.
You know what I mean? They're like, "Oh, I wish I..." and I've heard it.
Yeah.
Because I've done art. I've done music. I've done sports. I've done coaching. I've done a lot of things. I'm not the best at any of them, but I've explored them all. And so I've really enjoyed being able to do that.
Right.
Just because I've kept an open mind and just decided, you know what? I'm going to try something new and done it. But I've grown up with people that were really good at each one of those things, individually, whether it be my brother, my sister, my mom, my dad. And so I've been exposed to a lot of very talented people.
Right.
But like when it comes to like you deciding, hey, I'm going to make music my priority, and the podcast my priority, isn't that? There's a lot of people that just wish they could do one of those things.
Right.
And you're doing a bunch of them.
Trying to.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so and I've noticed that too. Once I've started doing more different things, and taking on more hobbies, that I've turned into more than just a hobby, you do feel that stress.
Right. Because like now,
especially like with art, I'd have all these canvases everywhere. I'm like, oh, let me finish this, and it's just like almost a stress and a burden sometimes.
Yeah.
To where other people that don't do any of that stuff, they just like to enjoy other people that do art,
right?
Do music, this and that. They don't know that feeling.
Yeah.
Of what it's like to create something that's really awesome, that's exceeds your even expectations than yourself being the one that's creating it. You're like, wow, that was awesome. And then you yearn for that feeling again. And it's like it's hard to just sit back on the stuff you've already done and be like, all right, that was cool.
Right.
Yeah, I've done this, that. It's like that need and that drive to keep doing, to make another hit song or to make another cool art piece or whatever. It's like that makes you almost feel like that you're a failure sometimes.
Well, and I think that's
why artists are always
get sucked in. It's like that whirlpool.
Artists, and I've heard it before, and I never really was an artist until after I got done being a jock. But you see why artists are so sensitive, and they're like, they're sensitive. They're it's a tough road to go down, because creating things is weight that only you feel on yourself.
Yeah.
And when you're not creating, it feels like you're not living up to your potential.
Yeah.
And that's tough.
Yeah, it is.
Does that kind of describe what you're feeling?
Yeah, I would say that, because
you've taken on a lot of different things.
When it comes to like a lot of my music and stuff, and I've told this to Trill, I've told this to Skirt, I've told this to a lot of people, especially within the last year, when I'm sitting on 50 plus songs that have not been like, hey, it's done, here's this, hey, it's done, let's do this or whatever. It weighs on my soul. It weighs on my productivity as an artist, to where it's like, bro, like nobody's heard me do anything for a few months, and and then it gets to my head, and then I start playing a beat on YouTube or something, and I can't fucking write because I'm stressed about the songs that I've already done. Yeah,
that you've already put your mind and your heart to and poured it out there, created something. And that's one thing that me and you are both the same as. We don't produce.
Yeah, we don't produce.
We just show up and we're like, all right, when's it my turn?
Yeah.
And we just run our mouths.
Yeah, we just run our mouths, and I'm like, we know it's good.
And so that leaves us not being in control of the songs.
Yeah.
Sometimes.
Yeah.
Because I have countless songs that are on different producers' laptops somewhere, or computers somewhere.
Yep.
And then it's like, hey, can you send me that song? And they're like, oh yeah, I'll send it right over. And then it's like, okay, here's my email. Days. Sometimes you never get them. I have 20, 30, I don't know how many songs that are out there that someone else is still working on, supposedly, or whatever, and they
sometimes there's songs that I forget about.
Yes.
And they're like, hey, I finally got, and I'm like, bro, I don't remember this.
Remember those songs that we did with that other guy, Orange Pexing?
Oh yeah,
dude. We all collabed on those songs.
Yeah, we did.
And they were good.
And they were great.
And then we had a falling out, and all of a sudden it's like that person takes all the music that we worked on and runs.
Yeah, it's gone.
And it's like, okay, well, can we at least like say, okay, fuck you, whatever, we're not going to be friends, but can we at least keep the art?
Yeah, can we at least get the art?
Make that exist?
Yeah.
And so that's one thing that has been discouraging in the music world.
How about this?
There's some people that are very, very selfish and whatever. We don't have to go down that road too far because we both know it exists.
Yeah. How about this? Would you rather, with a falling out like that, would you rather that go out, or would you rather make something which you already created into something else?
I'd rather it go out.
You'd rather go out?
Because in the moment, we sat there and we worked on a song and we were connecting in that moment. We don't have to be friends for the rest of our lives and skip off into into the sunset all together as one
Right,
happy family.
right.
We created that. Leave it at that. Whatever problems you have outside of that, those exist separately. In my mind.
See,
because we're not going to be like a music group.
My mind goes somewhere else.
I know it does, and that's why one side of me being able to kind of contribute to people that have been doing this for a while is an outsider's perspective.
Yeah.
Because I haven't been in the music mix since I was 20.
Right.
You know what I mean? I was doing other stuff. I was playing baseball in college and playing baseball in Canada.
Being a fucking hard ass.
And, whatever. Being a dumbass. But so once I jumped into the music scene, not everybody embraced me, but at the same time, I kind of saw that there's like a vibe there where it's like
very clicky,
and even within the cliques, there's people that are stabbing each other in the back that really don't support each other.
Right.
Whatever. That's just the world in general. But when it comes to people creating art, a lot of times it's like they want you to sit down. They don't want to hear your songs.
Right.
They want you to hear their songs. They're like, hey, play a new song for me.
Yeah.
Other people that aren't recording music will want to listen to your songs.
Yeah.
But artists, most of the time, they don't, they may listen to one of your songs, but okay, listen to this.
Yeah.
And it's like, I don't know. I've seen people use it as a control method to either get attention or be the guy that like, now, you got to come to me to get
rolling.
your song.
Yeah. To get your song.
And then to go see them to get your song, you got to sit there and listen to 20 of their other songs. It's like, send me my fucking song.
Yeah. Just send me my song.
I worked on it very hard, worked on it for a long time, even paid for sessions that I still don't have the song for.
Yeah.
It's annoying. But that's one thing. So getting out of like being like in this, because that's what it's like sometimes recording music with friends.
Oh, yeah.
When you're paying somebody for a session, like I did in Colorado Springs, I found a couple producers.
Right.
You pay them an hourly fee.
Right.
By the end of it, they cut you your shit, and then you have it.
You have it. It's all done.
When it's a friend that's just kind of doing it for free, much love, but it's like they're doing it for free. They're spending their time. They're not charging you money. But by the end of it, you don't always get your song.
You don't always get your song.
Okay, yeah, I'll work on that, and I'll get back to you.
Yeah.
It's just the way it goes.
Yeah.
So you got to pay to play.
If
you're going to take it seriously.
Yeah, 100% seriously.
And so, in Colorado Springs, and then I wouldn't show up like when I'm recording music with my friends like I did, the past couple of years. I'd show up, they play a beat, and I'd just start freestyling. I was wasting their time. I was wasting my time, wasting everybody's time.
Right.
Being able to get away from here and clear my head and get off the substances that I was on and stuff. Colorado Springs, when I'd show up to the studio, I'd know, okay, it's a X amount of dollars per hour.
Right.
I'd show up, my song, I'd know every word to my song.
Boom, boom.
I'd know exactly what I want to do.
Yeah.
Boom, bada bing, bada bam.
And it's all Dunskies.
Yes.
And like, damn, an hour? Okay, cool. And then they would get your shit and then they send it off and
be
boom.
able to do 2 or 3 songs in an hour.
Right.
And so that's kind of the difference that I see.
Right.
But,
this is going to be random, but the more time we're talking and stuff and you're looking at me, who you kind of look like?
Who's that?
You look like the older brother of John Cena.
The old, more jacked version.
Yeah, you do. You do look like an older brother of John Cena.
Did you see him come on stage? Supposedly he went on stage in the Oscars the other day, butt naked.
No shit. Well, he's doing another movie that's like really, or a show that's like really fucking crazy. Apparently,
really?
Yeah.
Some people say so. They had this public humiliation thing that they say if you're with the Illuminati and you're going to get gifted a music.
Oh shit!
Hold on.
Oh
you're gonna get
shit!
Gifted like
Don't get me started with the Illuminati.
A star
bro.
role in a movie.
Yeah.
They say you have to like
do some crazy stuff.
Well, because they've said he's already done a movie with a dress where he's worn women's clothing.
Right.
And so they say like for him to get this other feature film, that was his other public humiliation.
Well, Dwayne The Rock Johnson had to do that because the Tooth Fairy.
Supposedly.
Remember the Tooth Fairy?
Was he dressed up like a woman?
He was dressed up in a tutu, at least. I mean, that's what the Tooth Fairy was all about. And he dressed up like that. You know what I'm saying?
So, anyways, so when you see me on film or on camera with a dress on, just know I'm about to hit it big.
I'm gonna say this. And if I go missing, you know who exactly it was for or from or who took me or whatever. Yeah,
so
you.
I finally killed your ass?
No, I'm just saying if I say this and it goes out into the open and I disappear, the Illuminati or whoever the fuck is a part of this,
shout out Illuminati.
Yeah, shout out Illuminati. Ryan Garcia, you hear about that stuff?
Yeah, he's kind of gone off the deep. Well, at first when I started hearing his rants,
yeah,
I'm like, let me watch one of these because I can usually tell if someone's on drugs.
Right.
I was like, this dude's not on drugs. He's just like something's got into him.
Something's crazy. Something's going on.
But when you find out that he has a boxing match coming up in like maybe a month, then you realize, okay, this is somebody who's possibly sat back, studied the art of public promotion, and realized, okay, people eat up just wild and crazy stuff.
Okay.
So here's a way to get eyes on me is to just go with the most extreme Alex Jones type conspiracy.
But, okay, that's exactly what I was going to say. But Alex Jones, though. I mean, Alex Jones, and I'm on a very thin ice right here, okay? But I will say
to who?
Most of Alex Jones' theories
have been true. He's really
as crazy as he fucking is.
But the problem is he's had a couple that have just been so far out there, like accusing like parents of this school shooting of being,
right. Okay, yeah.
There's
been crazy ones.
You know,
I will say that was crazy.
Now, but I'm just saying to really be going against the grain, you can be right 9 times out of 10.
Right.
But that one time that you were wrong, they're going to use that against you, and you're going to look like an idiot.
And you're going to spend millions.
And in my opinion, he went a little. Even if it was true that was a hoax, you know, he would have done himself a service of just like, you know, maybe he said it one time. Hey, I have doubts about that, and then let it ride. Because now he's right about all that other stuff.
But here's the thing,
and no one takes him seriously.
Right. He says that, right? You and me know exactly what we're talking about. He says that, right? But what's the difference between that and 9/11?
Which part of 9/11?
Who did 9/11?
Are you a 9/11 denier?
And there's conspiracies about how 9/11 happened.
Yeah.
And there's been conspiracies about who did 9/11,
who orchestrated 9/11,
exactly.
Who was all involved in it, and if there were people from our government
that's what I'm saying,
that were in the know, or that helped orchestrate the event,
horrible
or
tragedy.
that knew it was going to happen.
Yeah, horrible tragedy for sure. A lot of people died there. What's the difference between that and what Alex Jones said? You know what I'm saying?
Nothing.
Exactly. The conspiracies
because
are always.
Here's the problem, especially with a national catastrophe like that, is all eyes are on the situation. We all want to know what happened, why did it happen, who was responsible. Same with the school shooting type of deal.
Right.
And so when people are real vulnerable, when lives have been lost, loved ones, that they're real, that they want answers. And so when things don't quite add up 100% completely, then that's where these conspiracy theorists are able to come in and just shed a little bit of doubt, which then opens up the possibilities.
So what do you think? What do you think Ryan Garcia is doing? Do you think it's publicity stunt?
I think there's a part of it because what he had talked about with Andrew Tate was that, I have video
which Andrew
evidence.
Tate got arrested again, and his brother again.
Let's talk about that in a sec. But he tells Andrew Tate, I have video, I have this and that. They tied me down at Bohemian Grove.
Yeah.
I had to watch a kid get raped and killed or something like that. It was like, if you have footage, like, because Andrew said, all right, well, if you're going to be saying this, I hope you have evidence of it. Oh, yeah, I got evidence. No one's seen the evidence.
TikTok has seen the evidence.
No, there's no evidence of him being tied down.
Oh, tied down.
He said, because Andrew Tate said, I want to know what car they picked you up in. I want to know who was driving.
Honestly,
I want to know all the details.
You're right. Because honestly, if you're going to get put in that... I will say this as a just a 28 fucking podcasting fucking red bearded fuck.
You're 28?
I'm about to be 29 on Monday. On Monday is my birthday. Monday's my birthday. It is my birthday weekend, by the way.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I didn't say that. My birthday weekend. That's why I decided to do pod. I was like, I'm gonna do some shit, right? But anyway,
we're gonna do some shit.
If my 28-year-old red bearded fuck was gonna get put into some situation like that, I would remember what car I got in, who was there, how many people, why I got.
He does know, and not only that, he's saying he had footage, but he said I'll release it when the time's right.
Right.
But we haven't heard from him.
The 5 W's.
So I could see that as maybe a huge publicity stunt.
Okay.
Just because he's got an upcoming fight. Right.
But if it's not though,
that fight. If it's not, then where's it at? How does he just move on from that?
I don't think anybody.
And just say, okay, I'm just going to start training for my fight. I'm just going to move on from that. I'll get back to y'all. Let's get back to that later, after my fight. It's like, I don't know. So something was fishy about the way he was talking about that.
Okay.
Andrew Tate, you know why he got arrested recently? Is because another streamer had got a text message from him while he was streaming on Twitch and said, "Oh yeah, I just heard from Andrew Tate. He said he invited me to Romania to come stream all day long so we can get content for our fans because he said I don't know how long I'll be here." And so there was some people that were wanting to pursue charges in the UK against him because he's supposedly on like house arrest still in Romania.
For what though?
Well, they found out that he was texting saying, "I don't know how long I'll be in Romania." They were like, "Oh, they're worried he's going to be a flight risk." So because that dude said, "Yeah, I gotta,"
But why is he on house arrest now?
Because of that stuff that was happening in Romania that they still haven't.
The whole
Sex trafficking.
Sex trafficking.
So these are different charges in UK.
But do you honestly think that he's involved in that stuff?
Well, no, yeah. I'm not going to say that he's involved in it to that extreme, but the charges that they're it's all legit within his operation that he was running. They're trying to say the way he was running his operation is considered human trafficking. The way he was doing these girls and getting their OnlyFans set up.
Oh, so he was helping.
But he was taking a huge cut of their money.
So a pimp.
He
was pimping them.
Right.
You obviously know that I'm going to be using this for TikTok though. This whole little cut right here. I'm going to use this to get famous.
Well, because I'm sure he knows of this. I mean, and there's people
so,
that are aware of that.
So
but
you're saying that.
But I heard him today. I was watching this podcast. He was saying he had a girl. His best performer was making around $40,000 per month.
Okay.
He was paying her $1,000 a week.
Okay.
So he's like, I was profiting $36,000 off this girl. People don't like that. They don't like hearing that. They don't like hearing
right. But
how that right
how,
there's like
okay.
like pimp. It's like
yes,
now
yes.
is it legal? Is it illegal what he was doing?
But how?
I don't know.
Okay. All right.
But he rubbed
okay.
people the wrong way by just bragging about that.
But if we're gonna talk about this, right? If we're talking about this, the following that Andrew Tate has, okay. How much are you willing to sell yourself to get as much followers as Andrew Tate does?
None at all.
But that's what I'm saying. These people, because I'm not going to say women because it could be anybody, men and women.
Men
and
men are following him though.
If Andrew Tate came to me and said, okay, you make X amount of dollars, I'm going to give you X amount of dollars a week to be on my platform to get this many followers. I mean, it sounds like a contract to me.
Right. Which is what I'm saying. I'm not saying
I'm
not accusing him of being guilty of any of this stuff.
Right. I'm also saying that I do not. I'm also saying now that I do not agree with what Andrew Tate does and what Andrew Tate says. But at the same time, it's like any contract. It's any contract saying, "Hey, if you want to be a part of what I have, you're going to get X amount of money."
I think where it gets weird though is since it involves things of the sexual nature.
Oh, sex working.
You know what I mean? Then it really kind of heightens people awareness of, hey, this is wrong.
Okay.
If it was just like some guy, I was just selling roofs for a guy. He was taking the majority of the profit and leaving me with whatever. But I had a truck to drive around in. I had a condo to live in.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah. So it was like I was getting the short end of the stick.
But was Andrew Tate taking care of?
But I wasn't having to take off my clothes and put myself in So that's where it gets weird, and that's where the laws are in place to protect women.
I will say this too: if Andrew Tate, what is it? Taint or Tate? Tate or Taint? Can we get that correct? Andrew Tate?
T-A-T.
T-A-T, not T-A-N-T-E? Or what taint? How do you spell taint?
You don't even know how to spell taint. What is a taint?
You know what a taint is. I know what a taint is. Can be
tainted, but where's the taint on the body?
I think the taint is like between your balls and your ass. Your taint, your gooch. Right?
All right. I got my own personal...
I think
Urban Dictionary, right?
I think I'm not even gonna look it up. I'm just gonna say that what a taint is.
I agree. Your balls. That's where I've heard it's at. Okay. So you're calling him Andrew Taint.
Your butt and your puss area, your little vagage, your vagage.
What are you saying of mine?
I don't know what you got under there.
Peeking, bro?
I've never seen down there, so I've never seen that. Anyway, if Andrew, I'm gonna say taint. I like taint. Can I say Taint? I
kind of like Andrew Tate now, too.
If Andrew Tate wasn't taking care of what he already had contract of, right? It's say Andrew Tate, you had a contract with Andrew Tate, right? if he wasn't taking care of you, being like, hey, Andrew, I have a big weekend coming. I got some shows, or I got this and that. Can you front me some of the money that I've? If he wasn't taking care of that kind of stuff, then he's 100% a piece of shit.
Well, okay, so above and beyond the $1,000 he said he was paying this girl, and this is probably just one situation. I don't know, but it sounds like it was kind of the deal he had set up, because he said he started off with 75 chicks that he was managing.
Holy
and then
shit!
It was too much to manage. It just became hectic.
Right.
And he whittled it down to 15.
Okay. Yeah, that'd be a lot of people to fucking. Now this is getting kind of weird.
But
now
he
that we're
also said
talking
he
about
was-
human
but
beings,
he was also
here.
taking care of their living and their food and their travel and this and that.
Okay. So he was taking care of what needed to be taken care of.
Yeah, but
other than like legal fees.
But here's what happens when, and this is where the legal things come into play. It's like if you have a girl that travels over state lines, much less out of the country for sex work, where you're using them or exploiting them somehow, that's where it becomes like a big time crime.
Right.
Where it's like sex trafficking.
I mean, you can't be a pimp. That's illegal.
Well, right, but it's like hiring a girl. It's like if you hire an escort in Oklahoma City.
Well, you can
bring her to Texas.
Yeah.
When they cross state lines, it I don't know. It makes it more extreme. I'm not sure what the exact legality.
Speaking of Texas,
it makes it a bigger deal.
Speaking of Texas, let's venture off into some other things, sex work and other things.
Uncharted territories.
Texas, okay. Oh, I can't buy marijuana legally, right? Because Texas still hasn't fucking granted the legality of marijuana. So if you get stopped in Texas still with marijuana, you get fucking arrested.
It's got to be over a certain amount.
I don't give a fuck.
Otherwise,
Texas is like, here's the thing. I know Texas is using this as money. This is all money. Every fucking state around Texas is legal, right? I want everybody to hear what I'm saying, because if the government takes me down, you know who, or if I disappear, you know who's
you don't even smoke weed.
Listen. All of the states that are legal around Texas, right? They're all around Texas. They're all legal, all of them, except for Texas, right? If you take whatever you have from those legal states to Texas, what's going to happen? If you get stopped, if you get searched, if you get blah, 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 whatever the fuck the case may be, that's money in the government's pocket, because you're going to get arrested. You're going to be in the prison system.
So you're saying that Texas is making more money off of the fines and making it illegal
exactly
than they are
100%.
Well, but there's been studies even in like Colorado, the tax revenue that marijuana being legal,
they don't want that,
but it's not that much.
Yeah, but
it's not really helped out that much.
No, but and Texas don't want
more
that.
Problems.
It's created more problems, but Texas don't want that.
This is just from what I've heard and I've experienced.
Right. Think about
Texas doesn't want that.
Think about Colorado 15 years ago, right? And then think about Colorado now. How much not only the problems of Colorado have, but how much fucking people have congregated to Colorado because of the legalization.
And do you
of
think
marijuana.
it's like I actually was, it was just by chance, I was in Oregon the very same weekend or week that they had. It was in 2020. They had made all drugs legal or completely decriminalized.
Right, decriminalized.
I was there
drugs.
that weekend, and it was over 2020 when all the riots and stuff were going on and this and that. Fast forward to now, they're backing off on that. They're actually turning those laws back into place.
Right.
Because it just was a
free for all.
It didn't work out.
It was a fuck for all.
It didn't work out.
No.
And so I think
not here in America.
Some of the things that I really love and appreciate about Texas, I'm real careful to not. It's like all the people that are moving from Texas from California.
Right.
There's a reason why they moved out of California and are coming to Texas.
Right.
So it's like, don't bring your Colorado bullshit or your California bullshit here.
Yeah, but also
right.
Because
I think the moment that we open ourselves up to some of the laxer drug laws that are in other states, and say we legalize marijuana.
Yeah.
I just think that
some
of our conservative values and the things that we really that don't necessarily we may take for granted about Texas. Next thing you know, it's a shit show in Texas too.
Yes,
do we want that?
I agree with you to an extent, and I'm going to be the other side because I hear what you're saying, But at the same time, Texas is a very fucking yeehaw state, bro.
Yeah.
And I don't like it very much.
Why?
Because all the laws are fucked up. All the laws are fucking bogus as shit, dude.
Which ones?
All of them. Almost every single one of them. And you know what? Abbott, I'm going to say this too.
Hey, easy on my boy.
Dude, the light cameras, you know, if you pass the light, flash, and you get a fucking ticket.
You don't have to pay those.
No, but listen here. We had those for a while, for a long time, for a minute, right? And everybody's like, oh shit, you know, we gotta respect fucking light laws.
You gotta wait that one out.
Guess why? Do you know why they took them down? Do you know exactly why?
Because it was illegal.
No. Because Greg Abbott got caught cheating with his wife. And she was like, "Oh, I'll just go check the cameras. I'll just go check the cameras," because Greg Abbott was the one that created that law, right? Well, she's like, "Well, I'll go check the cameras and make sure you're not cheating on me." And he was like, "Nah, bitch, I'm gonna legalize them or whatever.
All right,
I'm gonna
Alex
take them
Jones.
down."
All right, Alex Jones.
I'm just saying,
that's
bro.
an Alex Jones type conspiracy
saying.
theory, and I like that, and I would like to follow up on that.
Oh, we'll follow
but
up
I
on
was
it.
told, and I had been informed that they were illegal because they were like against our rights.
Right,
basically.
because like face my prosecutor or whatever the fuck.
Something like that.
And I get that too, but at the same time, I kind of like the whole Greg Abbott cheating on his wife.
Check on that.
You might have to check up on it, dude.
Dang.
Another thing about Texas too, and this will be dropping a week prior to what this happened yesterday. Okay, yesterday it happened. Okay,
Uh-oh.
I'm heated about it because listen, there's a lot of people that have really different opinions about this thing, and I understand their feelings are valid about it, and I feel like my feelings are valid about it too. Pornhub got banned from Texas. Not banned. I wouldn't say banned. I'm sorry. It feels like Pornhub got banned from Texas because now you have to make an account to be on Pornhub.
Are you serious?
Yeah, you have to make an account to be on Pornhub to access Pornhub.
Huh.
Yes.
I was not aware of that.
Yeah.
I haven't looked up Pornhub porn in
so
I don't know how long.
I got told I had word that Pornhub got banned from Texas, and I looked it up. I was like, I just Pornhub, you know, like Pornhub. Clicked on it. Guess what came up?
Hold on,
dear person that was watching Pornhub.
Time out. Lord knows you don't have to type in the full Pornhub. You put a P in it, it pops up.
Pops up. Yeah. But I clicked on the .com. And it said, "Dear Pornhub user, you can no longer access Pornhub unless you have an account that we know." Like, basically saying that you can no longer access Pornhub without us acknowledging that you are above 18 and you are a person that can watch porn legally.
Oh, so it's not shut down. They just
it's not necessarily shut down, but it's like
you have to give them an email address or something.
Give them email, give them confirmation, probably their social security number, all of that.
Well,
good shit.
Well, what is it though? Because I know you checked.
I'm gonna have to check if I'm allowed to. If I'm allowed to check,
probably not.
But if
is porn good for society?
Porn. What did you say? I heard you in the mic.
Is porn good for society? I'm asking you.
Porn is not okay. I'm gonna say this.
Yes or no?
You can be addicted to porn and it be a bad thing. It can be a problem, right? Just like anything, alcohol, drugs, eating, drinking, whatever the fuck. Sex work though, to make a living. You know what I'm saying?
But the living that some people are making off of sex work, is it creating problems in other people's lives who are indulging in it?
What does that matter?
And is it creating a life
that's the
that
thing,
people who are
Rillo.
sex workers
that's the thing,
are
though,
actually
Rillo.
happy with? Or,
that's the thing,
has
though.
it...
That's the thing, though, Rillo. Can you, in your conscience, right? Let's think this. My grandpa's grandpa, or my grandpa's dad, or whatever, or my dad's dad, or my dad's dad, we are all lineage of this really good production of alcohol, this whiskey that we've created as a brand. I'm not saying any type of alcohol because I can, whatever. But my dad and my dad's dad and my dad's dad's dad created this alcohol company, this whiskey company, right? And it's a great company. I make so much money off of this shit. I do it. But at the same time, it's like, you know who's drinking that shit, right? So why are you making it?
Are you saying that there's problems that are created because of it?
There's problems that are created by cigarettes. There's problems created by alcohol. There's problems,
right.
A whole bunch of things that people don't think about. Where it's like, you're making a living off your whiskey company. You're making a living off your whiskey company, and I see that progress.
Even like the pharmaceuticals,
but at the same time,
like OxyContin,
right? But at the
founders
same
of
time,
OxyContin.
are you worried about, John Doe fucking getting abusing it?
Right. So you're saying used within reason.
Used within reason.
Because porn can warp your brain sexually to
Have
where.
you ever seen American Psycho? That's the whole fucking movie is about. That's what the whole fucking movie is about. He was addicted to fucking porn. He was addicted to sex.
I've searched a lot of different. I've been to a lot of different areas in the inner wide web.
Yeah. And that's all I'm saying.
And
is
seen
like
some things that I necessarily don't think have been. It hasn't been a positive thing for me to have seen in images in my mind.
Yeah.
Whether it be like sex scenes or.
As a parent and as an adult, I have to worry about those things. Not even in the sex industry. Mm-hmm. I have to worry about that in YouTube. I have to worry about that for YouTube Kids. I have to worry about that with anything that my daughter watches, making sure that she can watch it because it is kid friendly. Right. You know what I'm saying? People go on YouTube and they post quote unquote kid friendly things that are not kid friendly. Right. And then they do, YouTube Kids, it's all for kids. And then somebody finds a fucking loophole and says, this is YouTube kid friendly when it's not YouTube kid friendly. Right? To the point, I'm just saying this because I've seen it. I'm just saying this because I've seen it. All right? Everybody that is a viewer here. To the point that YouTube Kids is not the only platform that people can make money off of, right? So these kids that download these apps, right, that have ad revenue on it, where they're paying people to run their ads on, I've seen this first fucking hand, bro. This is not a fucking joke. Where my daughter is playing a game, an ad comes up, and it is not kid friendly.
Really?
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Where this game she's playing is kid friendly, but the ads that are running on it, fuck no.
Interesting.
So it's like, how far can we go to where it's like, then delete all of the internet then?
Right.
Delete all of everything.
No,
then.
I mean, I think people having the freedom to explore whatever they want and create whatever they want is something that I don't necessarily want to take away. And so I can't say that I'm for people having freedom.
Right. Right.
And then
100%.
it's your decision on whether you're going to indulge or not.
Yeah.
I've indulged in enough things on the internet to where at this point I'm experiencing things in real life because it really does. It can warp your mind.
Oh yeah.
It's like going, I don't know, just sexually. I think being respectful of people wanting to do their own thing.
Respectful and responsible.
But though it's just like I don't want to stop. But I have seen the dark side. I've seen other things on the internet that explore the dark side of
the moon,
porn stars and this and that have that they've say committed suicide or something because they.
But at the same time,
after their sex work, they just were like, I don't know, just ruined their lives.
Yeah, but let's not even talk about like sex work, right? Let's not even put that into this world, right? I'm gonna put an analogy out there. Not putting sex work in just sex work is a bad thing, but putting everything that anybody
I don't think it's a bad thing.
At risk.
Like, I mean, if there's somebody that wants to go make a living stripping at the strip club,
right?
And there's guys that want to show up and want that attention, great. I want those girls to make that money.
But that's the thing is like I know
I'm going to be going to these days. I'm kind of over that.
I know people that have ruined themselves working in a plantation, like not a plantation, like a meat packing plant.
Right.
A manufacturing company.
I got the black lung pop.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, bro. Like
working in the mines.
I used to work with a guy that needed a job because he retired from that place from a meat packing place here in Texas.
By the way, I used to work in Friona.
You know, yeah. So you know.
We were the night cleanup crew.
Yeah. So you know exactly what I'm talking about. But there was a guy. He was way older than me, super way older than me. But he needed a job, and so I made him a mover for the furniture that I was selling. Right. Mm-hmm. His arm, working at the place that we're talking about, his arm was stiff from arthritis and from working on those knives and shit, bro.
You sure it wasn't too much Pornhub?
Get out of here. But you know, he was old. He was pretty old. But I'm saying, like, anything that we do, man, we gotta make sure that we don't overindulge in any of that shit. You know,
which is where I'm at in life in general right now. Because there's so many different things that I've done, good and bad, that I've already explored, and I'm thankful for that because it's brought me to a place where I know where I don't want to go, and I know what is meaningful, what things are going to really create problems that may not create. It may not be a problem that you experience the repercussions right then and there.
Right.
It's like years on down the road, you realize, oh shit, that thing that I did a couple years ago and I just took for granted.
Right.
Didn't really think much of it.
Right.
Wasn't doing the right thing, but now it doesn't necessarily have a consequence right then. Consequences come later sometimes.
Right.
But you start learning those lessons.
Yeah.
And so I've learned those lessons up till now, and I'll continue to learn lessons. But you know,
keep your third eye open. You know what I'm saying?
You have to.
Keep your third eye open.
Wait, which one's your third eye?
Right here in the fucking.
Oh, I thought it was your beep beep.
Maybe it is. Maybe it's your whispering willow down there.
My third leg.
Your third leg. Shit, dog. What you been doing now? Like what's been going on in your life right now?
I just started a personal training out at Verger, the gym out there off of Sauncey. And there's
shout out to Verger.
Yeah, shout out to Verger. So,
everything good over there? You like that? You like that place?
So I'm running a class where I'm teaching 10-year-olds to I guess 18-year-olds. It's called S3. It's strength, speed, and stamina. And so I'm running through plyometrics and just trying to get them faster and stronger and quicker and more agile.
For like running? Athletes. Are we doing like running? So
yeah, which
running
applies
stuff?
to all sports.
Okay.
Yep.
You wouldn't have known this, but when I was in junior high, up all the way up until I was probably a junior or a sophomore in high school, I was a track king.
Okay, what'd you run?
The mile.
Really?
And I did cross country for a while too.
Dang.
Yep.
I always try to imagine what you looked like back in high school.
Oh, bro, it's not a cool look.
I just imagine you had that beard and were bald back in high school too.
Nah, I had a full head of hair and no beard.
So is it the opposite?
It was the opposite, complete opposite and shit. But you know, I did. I was. They used to call me the train.
What's that?
Because at the beginning I was real slow. I would just run. I would just jog. And I would just be packed because I had a wide stride, you know. Because that's why I liked it. I liked knowing that like I was tall as shit.
Yeah.
I was very slim.
So like I would just run. Your 10 steps are to my 20.
Yeah, exactly. So I would just jog for like the next few laps, and then I would get it on the last two. And what I would do is like I would feel the fucking strain on my legs, and I'm like, I gotta go. If I'm gonna do this, I gotta go. And I would fucking go, and probably the second to the last lap, I would start doing this like I would breathe in, wait a few seconds, and let it out. I would be like breathe in 3 seconds, let out.
Okay.
Breathe in 3 seconds, let out.
Controlling your breathing.
Yeah, and so I would breathe in because I would take potassium. You know, potassium pills. They'll.
So you were on performance enhancers, huh?
Yeah, and they would relax your muscles.
PEDs.
Yeah, so you get a cool 54 degrees on a fucking track meet with those fucking shorts and take potassium. Yeah. You ain't feeling those fucking legs.
Really?
Yeah, you ain't feeling your legs after the last 2 laps of that mile.
Oh, nice.
You ain't feeling them, and so I knew that if I get my fucking stride in, I get my pumps on. Those next the next last laps, I'm gonna feel it.
Yeah.
And those next laps, I would be numb. And my legs would feel fucking spaghetti, and I'm like, I just gotta make sure I run. If I'm running, I'm running. You know.
Yeah.
So I would control my breathing. I breathe in, let 3 out, and I would go, ah, ah. And then they would call me the train because like every stride that I took, you know, I would get faster and faster. So every 3, 2, 1, at the fucking last 100 meters, I would go fucking balls to the wall.
Just empty the tank.
And empty the tank, and I'm going, and then they call me a train because it sounded like a fucking train whenever I would run through that fucking lap and shit, you know? But I will say, I had a fucking streak, bro, from 7th all the way up to maybe freshman year. I got fucking first place every time.
And so, but you'd start off and you wouldn't be in the
front. I would just fucking be like, all right, I'm just going to get this. I'm just chilling.
There's
a
there's a strategy that, and the ones who are good that compete at it know when to, and how to control their energy exertion.
I would have people on the last 100 meter being in front of me and maybe like 20 or 30 steps, and they can hear me. I know they can hear me. They're like, fuck. And then I fucking pass them. Oof.
Later.
They're like, I'm going to be first today? Nah, bitch. I'm first.
Yeah, they hear.
Yeah. I'm like, I'm coming for you, motherfucker. I'm coming for you. And then I started doing cross country.
Yeah.
And that's whenever I knew, like, oh, shit. There's some crazy fucks out there.
Were you skinny back in high school?
I was. When I hit junior and senior year, I got kind of like, because I started working a lot. You know, I just working. Because, like I said, my growing up wasn't really the best, you know, so like I just saw money as like the means of like getting money so that I can pay bills and so I can, you know, my first car I paid for, my phone I paid for.
What was your first car?
My first car? That I paid for or that I got?
First car that you got.
The first car that I got was a Mercury Mystique.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it was a little hoopty that somebody offered me because they knew that I started driving. You know, I was living in the religious world, you know, the community. And so they knew that I started driving. They're like, here's a car that you can have. I was like, cool. But the first car that I ever bought by myself was a white with pink stripes, bro. It was white and had 2 pink race stripes. Firebird Trans Am.
Oh, dang.
Yeah, it had T-tops, bro. It had T-tops on it. It had a fucking system already built in. It was already used. It was a used Trans Am, but that was and it had the fucking lights, you know, you turn on.
Oh, dude.
It was a fucking sick car.
Pimp.
It was a sick car. I blew the tranny on that bitch. Because I lived next to a highway. Like, literally, my block was on a highway.
Everyone lives right next to a highway in
But
Fiona.
I went on the highway and I fucking put the you know, I fucking used that bitch hard.
Okay.
And I blew that one out. But then, I think my next car
What's your favorite car that you've ever had?
My favorite car? My fucking Caddy, bro. My Caddy that I have right now. That's my favorite car.
Nice.
Has Boys audio in it.
Yeah.
Oh, man, dude.
Those come with it, and they come stock.
Both come
stock.
Yeah.
In those.
So that motherfucker is slick as shit, bro.
That's what's up.
Slick as fuck.
What's up.
Yeah, then I did track or cross country, and then I knew that people were about that, and I was like, oh fuck, I don't know if I'm all about that 100%.
That's a rough life. I like running, but I don't like running that much. And the more I've like hung out with other people who are runners, they're like, hey, let's go run. I realize I'm not the runner to like that degree. I just enjoy running outside more than I do running on a treadmill.
I told my coach that a lot of times. He was like, "You haven't hit your record." And I'm like, "Because I'm not running because I want to. I'm just running because I enjoy it."
Okay.
You know. Yeah. Because he was like, "You better hit your record, or you hit."
He's trying to motivate you like other athletes, and you're not even like.
Yeah. I'm just like running.
You weren't wired like an athlete.
I wasn't wired like an athlete.
Like, oh, I gotta beat this person. I gotta beat that person.
Yeah, I wasn't. But I will say. Not on record. It's not on record. You can't find it anywhere. I will say this, though. To motivate people to run, my fastest mile, I shit you not, this is a shit true story. Even though it's not on record and nobody will believe me, right? My fastest mile was 4 minutes and 12 seconds.
Good gosh.
I will say that. It's not on record because whenever I did it, I was at practice. I was at a practice meet, and we were just running just for the shits and giggles.
Yeah.
And I said, "Fuck it, I'm gonna run because I can." And I hit 4 minutes and 12 seconds. Was my
so a mile's 4 laps around the track, right?
Yep. Yeah. So it was a minute and some odd seconds that every lap. So I like shit. I promise you on the Bible, shit true story. It's a shit true story, but you can believe it or not, that was my fastest mile.
I believe you just because you've never lied to me before. But I could see you maybe have not lied to me up to this point, just so you can have that one lie that you could really get over on me, and I would believe you. And I'm just wondering, is this the time that you would really use that? Like, bro, I've never lied to you before.
Dude, I want to play golf with you. I want to see how bad I am. I want to see how bad I am at playing golf.
We should go. We can go to the driving range.
Yeah, we'll record it too. We'll just be like, I'm gonna play golf today.
We'll just go hit some balls.
We'll just hit some
We'll
balls.
just buy a bucket of balls. Get like 100 of them, or maybe 50.
How much are balls?
$7 maybe.
$7 for 100 for a bucket? Shit.
Let's say $7 for 60 balls.
All right, $7 for 60 balls, and then $7. How much is it for a bucket of beers? Or is it BYOB?
Oh, no, I don't drink.
But if you were to go to because you see homeboys.
I used to drink.
That's what I'm saying. But you see homeboys going to the.
There's a bar there. Yeah.
Yeah.
So you just get a beer like $5.
So
actually, nothing's cheap at Bar 3. It's
all
full price.
Yeah.
They never run specials. Yeah. But they have amazing food out there. So we go out there. You could drink. I could, drink whatever I'm drinking. Usually ginger beer, and we could go hit some golf balls and then go eat there off the menu. Cool. They have a good menu there.
What do you think about those virtual golf ranges that people use?
We have one at Verger at the gym.
Are they accurate or like
somewhat? Yeah, they're pretty fun to play on.
Cool.
And there's another one right by Verger. It's called West Texas Golf Lounge. I haven't done it yet, but it's a bar and then it has two of the screens.
The virtual screens that you can throw.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So it's pretty cool. So yeah,
let's do that. What do we? I know that we got the Dream coming up. You and me.
We're dropping Dream.
I hope you liked the cover art. I enjoyed it. I was like, this is dope.
I like it.
It's cool because they're as kids, coming up with this song. If people actually listen to the fucking lyrics, yeah.
Oh yeah, well
they'll know.
That's the thing I like about that song is you can't help but listen to the lyrics because it's clear and concise.
Yeah, clear, concise, and to the point where
it actually has a meaning and it has a honesty to it.
Honesty.
Because it was literally me. I wrote the song sitting around going, maybe someday I'll be somebody.
Yeah.
But until then, I'll just sit here and worry.
Yeah, sit here and worry about it.
And then by the end of the song, it progresses to, baby, I'm going to be somebody. Yeah. And then the only thing left is for us to be somebody.
Only time will tell.
I think as far as where I'm at and where you're at, and it may not feel that way between our own self, but with our own
Bitch, I've been up in the stew talking about demons, or what did I say? Bitch, I've been up in the stew.
We are somebody. And
talking to demons about what I'm going to do.
Yeah. You're somebody.
Yeah.
I'm trying to.
I just want to. What did I say? White boy staging the show. White boy staging the flow.
My favorite part in that song is when you go, couple dogs in a house that are. Oh, what does he say?
Couple dogs in the
back.
Yeah, a couple dogs in the back. A couple dogs in the back making music that is nice.
That is nice. Couple of dogs in the. Anyways.
Yeah. Couple dogs in the back that are nice. Couple dogs in the back making music that is tight.
Yeah.
Having a couple dogs in your backyard, having a couple dogs in the back making music that is tight. In the fucking stew.
Yep.
You know what's about.
I like it. So y'all gotta check that song out. It's one of my favorites.
Fucking 95, wanna feel alive. Ugh.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's gonna be a fucking sick ass. We've done a few shows with it, and people fucking love it.
They love it.
But that's how it is.
Even though the last show it didn't make the cut, maybe next time around.
Honestly, the last show didn't go out as way it was supposed to.
What happened?
They cut me off.
You didn't get to perform.
I didn't get to perform anything that was new.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Was the show a success?
The show was a success.
Was there some people there?
There was people there, but I was really disappointed because I performed stuff that I already performed, and I didn't get to perform the stuff that I didn't. Huh. And I was like, oh shit, they didn't get to hear nothing new, and I was pretty disappointed about it. So at the end of the day, you kind of missed out. I mean, you didn't miss out, but you kind of, you know how it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was really disappointed. I was the only person that had a set list set for that show, and I didn't get to do all of mine. And I was really disappointed about it.
Well, maybe next time.
I'll be somebody. No, but other than Dream, you got anything? You got anything going on?
No, not really. Since I moved back, I've just been trying to get back stable and have a job.
Yeah.
That,
you think about dropping some new songs or?
Well, like I'm saying, have a job that I'm steady and and then I can kind of start working on some of the hobbies and stuff. But I've just, try to step it up a notch, trying to get back to being responsible. Because that was the main difference between me and other people when I started making music, was that I had like a main source of income compared to other people who music was their income.
Right.
It's like they're sitting there like, oh my God, I hope this song hits, and then cracks,
right.
Cracks me into making money and this and that. And it's like, I just see that not working out for a lot of people.
Not a lot of people here.
And the next thing you know, I was right in that same mix where I didn't have a job and I was just recording music.
Well, you were just like, you gotta get the taste to know what the taste is.
But I decided just to go all in, and I didn't want any distraction. I just wanted music, and so I experienced that. But now I got to get set up first, just within my own life. Yeah. And then I can start working on some artistic stuff.
Well, yeah. Well, I'm glad to know that Dream's gonna drop and your name's still out there, and we're still doing things. You're gonna see Rillo on my shows most of the time. He'll be here. He'll be there always. If not, he'll be at most of my shows just being just a guy, just a guy being a dude. Yeah, because
sometimes Dream doesn't make the cut, but
it's not about making the cut. I was just But I appreciate getting on pod, dude. This pod especially, because it really got me to do it. You know what I'm saying? And it's not even about doing pod. It was actually like, I got to show Rillo that I can still do this.
Well, and one thing, we did motivate each other there early on when I first jumped on board helping you out with MOSHCAST. And so I think that some of that motivation did help you, and it definitely excited me just being involved in it because I just wanted a part of it. And so, I know you work off of other people's energy sometimes. Yeah. Because you already have it, but you need that extra push because you can't do it alone. Yeah. And so I know it does motivate you.
Well,
to have.
I'm glad you came on.
I support you.
Where you can talk about you this time.
Did we talk about me?
We talked about you.
Who am I?
Who am I? Who am I? Who am I? Send me. That's a good quote from Fury. Have you watched that movie, Fury?
I don't watch movies.
You need to watch that movie, Fury. He at the almost at the end
Fury?
of the at
What's
the end
that
of
about?
It's about this degenerate tank, like in World War II.
I have seen that movie.
World War II, and this group of tank members, and he talks about he does a scripture out of the Bible, and it's like and God said, "Who do I send? Who am I? Send me." And I was like, damn, that's it right there.
I like that.
Send me, bro.
Send me.
That's another story. That religious, spiritual send me shit. Yeah, that's another story. But like I said, Rillo, appreciate it, bro.
Much love, my boy.
Much love, bro. And I hope you like the new setup, guys. And I hope you like the new setup. Was it comfortable enough?
Yeah, this is comfy.
It's chilling. It's the vibe.
Yep.
It's a vibe.
Yep.
Hopefully this is kind of my perma state for the podcast. I'm not gonna say I promise that I'll be back anytime soon, but I will make sure that all my fans know where I'm at, and I appreciate all of my fans, and I appreciate everybody that supports MOSHCAST Productions. I appreciate everybody that supports Rillo and Almighty Sai as just musicians and artists alike, and I hope I see everybody at the shows. We got a lot of shows going on. We had Zen here, Lil Zen. We had Lil Zen and Amarillo.
Oh, yeah.
We have, what's his name, coming up with Slim Thug. What's his name?
Who's that? I don't know.
People are going to hate me.
For what?
People are going to hate me because he's a big name. But I keep on forgetting his name all the time. He goes, I eat the booty. I eat the booty.
Oh, Kevin Gates.
Kevin Gates is going to be in Canyon in a few weeks, I think. So
nice.
We got a lot of people coming up over here in Amarillo. Nice. So hopefully the music scene comes up and blows up. But anyway, we'll hopefully see you next week. And like always, go fuck yourself.
Inside.